This is the story of the Good Samaritan, an unexpected hero who changed everything. It's a tale of compassion, sacrifice, and breaking barriers. Are you ready for a story that will make you question how you treat others and open your heart to showing love beyond borders? Let's dive in. Somewhere in the heart of ancient Israel, on a rugged, dusty road between Jericho and Jerusalem, a man traveled alone. He was suddenly ambushed by ruthless robbers who attacked him viciously. They stripped him of everything, beat him mercilessly, and left him for dead on the side of the road. As his body lay there motionless, the scorching sun seemed to take pity on him while travelers passed by, pretending not to see him. This was not a time when kindness was a currency most people spent generously. Soon, a priest walked along the same path. Dressed in fine robes and carrying an air of dignity, he noticed the wounded man. However, without so much as a pause, he crossed to the other side of the road and hurried past. Did he fear contamination, or was his schedule just too tight for compassion? No one knows. Next, a Levite, the man from a priestly tribe, appeared on the road. Surely he would stop. But like the priest before him, the Levite also crossed to the other side and continued walking. Perhaps he rationalized his decision. I'm not responsible for this man's troubles. Someone else will help him. And so the beaten man remained in suffering, his groans mingling with the hum of the countryside, ignored and forgotten. Until finally, a Samaritan approached. Now let me remind you, Samaritans were looked down upon by many in Israel. They were considered outsiders, even enemies at times. The audience of this story would have expected the Samaritan to do as the others had done, or worse. But against every stereotypical expectation, this Samaritan felt a swell of compassion in his heart. As he grew closer to the wounded figure on the ground, he decided to act. Ignoring the cultural and social barriers that stood between them, the Samaritan knelt beside the battered man. He carefully cleaned and bandaged the wounds, using his own oil and wine, valuable resources he could have saved for himself. He gently placed the man on his donkey, walking alongside it as he guided them to an inn. The journey was grueling, but his determination never wavered. Upon arriving at the inn, the Samaritan didn't stop there. He paid the innkeeper with 2 denarii, equal to 2 days' wages, and said, "Take care of him. Any additional costs? Let me know when I come back, and I will repay you." Can you imagine? He'd already done so much for a person most would have dismissed. At the heart of this story lies a question that transcends time. Who is my neighbor? Jesus told this parable when asked that very question. He wanted to show that our neighbors aren't just the ones who share our bloodline, tribe, or faith. Instead, our neighbors are everyone, anyone in need of kindness and love. So, if we want to live a faith that moves mountains, we must be like the Good Samaritan. We must cross uncomfortable barriers, share our resources, and care for others, even when it costs us something. Think about it. Who around you needs a Good Samaritan today? And how can you rise to the occasion to show the unfailing love this story teaches us? There's never been a better time to be a neighbor. Join the movement of compassion and live out a love that knows no bounds. Because being a neighbor isn't just about who lives next door. It's about the depth of your love for humanity. What will you do next? Now go and do likewise. Share this story, spread the message, and let's change the world, one act of kindness at a time.